Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. So we are here talking about circumference and area of circles. So what I'm going to go ahead and do first is we're going to go over what this week looks like. So today we have your video on circumference and area of circles. You have an HRW 9.1 and 9.2. Monday, there's going to be a YouTube video going into the differences of area and circumference of circles. Tuesday, you have your Khan Academy. Wednesday, we're going to do a fun student discussion. And then on Thursday, you have your area and circumference Jeopardy. So if you guys could please try to hop on at 9 o'clock. That way we can have a little bit of fun with Jeopardy. And yeah, see everybody because I haven't seen almost any of you. But either way, so let's go ahead and do our review of circumference and area of circles. So just to go over it again, this is what a circle looks like for those of you that have forgotten. The circumference deals with the outside part of your circle. It's kind of like the perimeter of a regular shape. You have your center that's right in the middle. Your diameter goes the full length of your circle and crosses through the center. And your radius goes from any point of the outside into the center. So just to look at it, your diameter, your radius is half the diameter. Okay, so remember that because sometimes you do need that when we're dealing with area. So for circumference of circles, we have two different formulas that we can use. So it's either going to be pi times diameter, or it's going to be 2 times pi times radius. So it all depends on which one you're given, whether you're given the full length of the circle or you're only given half the length of the circle, okay? So that's why you need to determine, you can really see, especially from this picture, okay, I'm given the full length, which means I'm going to be using this top formula. And if I'm given the half length, I'm going to be using the bottom formula. Okay, so an example here, we have an irrigation sprinkler water. Water is a circular region with a radius of 14 feet. Find the circumference of the region watered by the sprinkler. We can use 22/7 for pi. Remember that we can also use 3.14 for pi in our calculators, okay? So we're given the radius in this example, which means I'm going to be using this formula here, the one that actually includes the r for radius. So I'm going to replace my r with 14, and then I'm going to replace the pi sign with whatever I'm using. So in this case, they're using 22/7, but again, like I said, you can use 3.14. So at this point, they're all multiplying, so we can go from left to right and multiply. So we would get approximately 88 feet, okay? Remember that when we're doing anything that deals with circles, since we're using pi and it's a number that we don't really know where it ends, technically, okay? We have to use that approximately sign. So that's that squiggly little equal sign here, because it's not the exact amount, but it's close enough. All right, next we're going to go through the area of circles. So area only has one specific formula, and that is the one that only uses radius. So we can only use radius when solving for the area of a circle. So if you're only given the diameter, you need to divide it by 2 first. So that means you're taking half of it, then you can plug it into the equation. So remember from our first slide, the radius is always half of what my diameter is. Okay, so now we have this example. So a biscuit recipe calls for the dough to be rolled out and circles to be cut from the dough. The biscuit cutter has a radius of 4 centimeters. Find the area of the top of the biscuit once it is cut. So we're given radius in this case, so we don't need to do that first step of taking half of it. So we are just going to go ahead and write out our formula. We're going to replace the r with 4, because that's what they told us in here. We have a radius of 4. So then we're also going to replace pi with 3.14. So this is where you guys need to be careful, because this is the point where you need to follow your order of operations. So we need to do the exponent part, then multiply. Okay, so 4 squared, which is 4 times 4, gives me 16. And then I'm going to take the 3.14 and multiply it by 16 to give me an approximate area of 50.24 centimeters squared. So remember, this little icon here, that's centimeters squared, because since we're dealing with area, my answer is always gonna be in a squared, okay? So that's your brief review of this. You guys should be able to get through your HRWs. So remember that those are optional. Your last assignment that was due was the, goodness gracious. Your last assignment that's due, which is Thursday the 21st, is your discussions that I assigned to you last week. So you're compiling all of your discussions into one Google document and you're uploading that. So remember, 21st is the last due date that you have, and that's all from assignments from last week. You guys have until June 2nd to turn in any missing assignments. There's not that many of you, but if you do not want zeros in the grade book and you want to have a nice grade to end fourth quarter, you may want to get those assignments completed. So again, until June 2nd. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you guys in either the office hours or on Thursday for our area and circumference Jeopardy. Bye, guys.